Setting the New York political scene on fire, Zohran Mamdani has quickly ascended from an absolute nobody to now threatening to become New York City's next mayor. An ascension that quite frankly has been met with some of the loudest noise of any political race since the previous presidential election. So why is Zohran becoming mayor such a big deal? Well, it's not because a Republican is going to win in a Democrat stronghold or vice versa. It's actually much simpler than that. Israel fatigue. In a viral video that was clipped from the Mayoral Primary Debates earlier this year, Zohran Mamdani experienced what could only be classified as a struggle session, as he refused to toe the line on Israel. Here's the clip.
Okay, Mr. Lander, sorry.
Boy, what Trump is doing to Canada, there's a lot of opportunities for us to partner better with them.
Ms. Ramos.
I'd love to meet Claudia Sheinbaum, but I'd probably head to Colombia, to my parents' homeland.
Mr. Myrie.
I am a proud son of 2 Caribbean immigrants. I represent a robust Caribbean constituency. I'd like to go to the Caribbean as my first visit.
Mr. Cuomo.
Given the hostility and the anti-Semitism that has been shown in New York, I would go to Israel.
Mr. Tilson, where would you go?
Yeah, I'd make my 4th trip to Israel, followed by my 5th trip to Ukraine, 2 of our greatest allies fighting on the front lines of the global war on terror.
Mr. Mamdani.
I would stay in New York City. My plans are to address New Yorkers across the 5 boroughs and focus on that.
Mr. Mamdani, can I just jump in? Would you visit Israel as mayor?
I will be doing, as the mayor, I'll be standing up for Jewish New Yorkers, and I'll be meeting them wherever they are across the 5 boroughs, whether that's in their synagogues and temples or at their homes or at the subway platform, because ultimately we need to focus on delivering on their concerns.
And just yes or no, do you believe in a Jewish state of Israel?
I believe Israel has the right to exist.
Not
as a Jewish state?
As a state with equal rights.
He won't say it has a right to exist as a Jewish state. Be very clear.
And his answer was no, he won't visit Israel.
I said that very
That's what he was trying to say.
No. Unlike you, I answer questions very directly.
All right,
and I want to be very clear. I believe every state should be a state of equal rights.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mamdani. Mr. Blake, where would you go on your first foreign visit as mayor of New York?
My full name is Michael Alexander Blake. I'm named after Michael Manley Alexander Bustamante. So, of course, I'm going to go to Jamaica to mash up the place, my fellow patois Jamaicans out here.
Okay. Mr. Stringer?
Maybe I'll go with you.
It would be a great trip.
It would be a great trip.
The universal reaction to this clip was one of,
that was weird.
As the only person who was further questioned about their answer was Zohran, with America First commentator Nick Fuentes posting, "A progressive Democrat won a primary race in New York City. Who cares? The only reason that conservatives are crashing out on Zohran Mamdani is because of that clip from the debate when he said he wasn't going to visit Israel, and everybody knows it." Even posting the clip himself later on, adding, "I still can't get over this clip. You don't have to support this Muslim communist to acknowledge that this is fucked up and also the main reason that the Israel-controlled right wing hates him." This sentiment was also echoed by SNEAKO, a prominent cultural commentator who got into a public spat with Daily Wire pundit Matt Walsh over the issue. Started off by Matt Walsh going after SNEAKO, who congratulated Mamdani on his primary win by writing, "He's an anti-American foreigner who wants to castrate children with tax money, you absolute moron." SNEAKO responded with, "Your boss is Ben Shapiro," highlighting the palpable contempt that a growing portion of the right wing feels towards their contemporaries that must be emphasized as the backdrop that has led us to this moment reaching its virality. And it didn't stop here. SNEAKO went out of his way to address Matt on stream.
I'm very excited to see what Zohran does in the next coming months. It's like the most controversial subject on X, on Twitter right now. Matt Walsh was talking, called me what did Matt Walsh call me? He called me an absolute moron. But he's bought and sold by Ben Shapiro. Matt Walsh, you can't talk about foreigners when you're owned by a foreigner. Your boss is literally a Mossad spy. So before you complain, I'm Mamdani saying defund the police. I don't agree with his socialist takes. I don't agree with him supporting transgenders and surgeries for children. If he does, I'm completely against that. But the most important issue to me is somebody who's anti-Zionist right now. And if he's a real New Yorker and he has a vision for the city that aligns with a lot of the people, then I wish him the best of luck. Does it make me a socialist? No. Does that make me a queer liberationist? No. But I think Matt Walsh should shut the fuck up. Quit your job. If you're going to talk about foreigners, stop working for an Israeli spy. All right, then we can have this conversation. And right now, it just seems like a whole bunch of yap.
The temperature really began to heat up when Rep. Andy Oakles penned a letter to Attorney General Pam Bondi writing, "Zohran Little Mohammed Mamdani is an anti-Semitic socialist communist who will destroy the great city of New York. He needs to be deported, which is why I am calling for him to be subject to denaturalization proceedings." Arguing on the grounds of terrorism, alleging that because he rapped lyrics in support of the Holy Land Foundation, a designated terrorist organization, that it raises serious concerns about deeper affiliations, showing, in my opinion, an elevated level of pushback not present against other Democratic mayoral elections. So I did the research with the help of Grok, and in 2023, 12 of the largest 50 cities in America had mayoral elections, 10 of the winners being Democrat, one of them being independent, and one of them winning as a Democrat, then later switching to Republican. Then I looked at 2024, in which 6 of the largest 50 cities in America had mayoral elections, all of which were won by Democrats. With progressive Democrat mayors winning constantly the last 2 years but lacking the similar level of pushback, something begins to not pass the smell test. Sure, you could make the argument that the New York mayor is by and large the most notable mayor position in all of America, but I simply don't buy it. Truth be told, I don't think it is all just Israel fatigue either, although that is a major portion. Zohran ran a very good campaign, one that pulled from the boy wonder that is Vivek Ramaswamy, as well as similar social media stunts that were present in Kamala Harris's campaign. But one that sticks out the most is his viral sit-down on Subway Takes, a very prominent TikTok channel that does impromptu interviews on the subway, a channel that is most certainly very familiar to local New Yorkers.
So what's your take?
I should be the mayor.
I don't know, man. I'm getting all these pieces of mail. Hold on here. They keep sending me mail that says that you shouldn't be the mayor.
What are these guys saying?
Okay, let me see. This one says, support higher taxes and more fees on New Yorkers. I don't want to pay more taxes.
Do you make $1 million or more a year?
100% disagree.
So then your taxes are not going up. The only taxes that we are proposing are on the 1% of New Yorkers who make $1 million or more a year.
What are you going to do about the price of matcha lattes?
100% not sure.
I mean, they're $9. Dude.
I only want to make promises.
You can win this campaign easily if you lower the cost of matcha lattes.
I can only make the promises I can keep.
He's faking.
This says NYC can't risk a mayor who supports defunding the police.
Well, no matter how many pieces of literature you get sent, I'm not defunding the police. I'm actually working with the police to create public safety by ensuring they can do their jobs, focus on serious crimes, and creating a department of community safety that'll focus on mental health, homelessness.
So technically, the police force will stay the same, but there will be more people doing other stuff.
And we're saying that no longer do police officers have to do the jobs of mental health professionals and social workers, and instead they can focus on shootings and murders and serious crimes in the city.
What the police should do. That makes a lot of sense. You don't see me doing other jobs on the subway. This is my job. This is all I do.
Do the job that you signed up for.
I'm not driving the damn train.
No, you're not.
All right, this says that you have a radical plan to put homeless in the subway system.
This is just 3 for 3 a lie that you're getting in your literature. Let's look at the little print of who's actually paying for this. This is being paid for by Michael Bloomberg, by DoorDash, and by Bill Ackman. Bill Ackman is a Trump-supporting billionaire.
What the hell is DoorDash doing funding an election? It makes no sense.
And then finally, Michael Bloomberg dropped $8.3 million on Andrew Cuomo's super PAC. That's the same amount of money we raised for more than 20,000 people. That's the kind of mismatch here between ordinary people and billionaires.
Should have used the $8 million to subsidize matchas. I mean, seriously, it's a good idea. People would stay in New York. Who does end up leaving the city?
Working and middle-class New Yorkers. It doesn't have to be this way, but these guys would rather lie to you every single day rather than admit the fact that the policies they have pursued for so long have left us with the city that we actually have today.
At least they spelled her name right.
Look, if you are a New Yorker who hasn't voted yet, remember, you can early vote until Sunday. Election day is on Tuesday. This is an election between billionaires and corporations who want to buy this democracy, or the working and middle-class New Yorkers who are being priced out of it.
Let's try something new.
Whether you believe it is genuine or fake, the reality is his answer in the infamous clip of staying in New York to worry about the citizens of the city matches his energy he had on the campaign trail, one that was explicitly concerned with the people who actually lived there. While I do not agree at all with any policy that Zohran Mamdani has pushed for, as well as his ideology at large, I can at least take an objective step back and recognize the hot-button issue that has catapulted him to where he is. and ultimately that this is a net negative on the dynamics of voting at large, and has been exhibited in recent years, that people aren't voting for someone, but rather they are voting against something. With that, let me know what you guys think, and I'll be looking forward to seeing you in the comments. Take care.